We are getting closer. Final preparations before SpaceX's second Starship launch, Starship Human Landing System mock-up confirmed, Virgin Galactic sent another crew to the edge of space, and engineers at NASA are trying to figure out why Ingenuity's flight failed. My name is Felix, welcome to What About It, let's dive right in. Starship updates. It is another sunny day here at Starbase. While at first sight it may look like not much is happening right now, the whole place is, as always, buzzing with activity. Today's episode will contain numerous enigmas that you'll hopefully help me solve. Kickstarting today at the launch complex. Guess where exactly? Yep, the orbital launch mount. Just a heartbeat ago, it was home to the world's mightiest rocket first stage, Booster 9. But poof, it's vanished, it's gone. And why? Post its series of tests, it's chilling in the Mega Bay while the SpaceX wizards are hooking it up with some spicy hot staging gear. We should expect its return in less than 2 weeks from now. Remember our last episode? Back then we were trying to deduce why Booster 9's static fire went, that's it, mid-firing. I threw out a theory about the Raptor quick disconnect arms being the problem here, and after August 12th, I'm even more convinced that this was the cause. That day the QD system huffed and puffed a whopping 8 times. It was like watching a dragon blow off steam. These many purges can point to the conclusion that this was something SpaceX worked on, and hopefully these fixes will allow for a successful static fire next time. And believe me, that is coming sooner than you think. As for the launch deck itself, engineers are making sure that this time the OLT or orbital launch table won't need so many repairs after liftoff. They do that by adding more armor near the booster quick disconnect and covering other sections of the staircase. The orbital launch mount is truly starting to look very shiny. In addition, a brand new door was installed just a few days ago. Let's just hope this one doesn't decide to take a dramatic flight after liftoff, landing meters away from the launch table and then folding in half. I feel like I've seen this before. Time to shift your gaze behind the tower. Here you see the water system. The unsung hero ensures the flame deflector has enough liquid and enough oomph to handle the inferno from 33 Raptor engines. We've been on the edge of our seats waiting for the third water tank to make its appearance finally. On August 9th, our wish was granted. A colossal white behemoth moved into the launch complex. With SpaceX's ideology based on not wasting a second, just a few hours later the tank was already installed. This new vessel promises longer deluge sessions, long enough, we hope, for the Starship to clear the tower. Now take a step back and there it is, the Orbital Tank Farm, or for the cool kids, OTF. SpaceX's very own fuel storage. Just after the maiden flight, it dawned on many as to why putting incredibly tall tanks near the launch pad might not be the best idea. Since that day, Musk's been teasing us with the idea of a complete OTF makeover, swapping the silo-looking structures for more grounded, sausage-looking tanks known as bullet tanks. Bratwurst! There's already one new methane tank sitting up next to the quintet of similar vessels. And while the construction team is taking their time with this, the overhead perspective reveals 8 platforms ready for tank installation and another 14 awaiting concrete. There is something interesting about them though. Some of these blocks are shorter than others, creating distinct zones. What's SpaceX thinking? Is it a spot for a wall or a barrier? Perhaps they are creating 2 sections, one for oxygen and the other for nitrogen. Any ideas, Watson? Be sure to leave them in the comments. Let's shift gears a bit and jog 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles down Highway 4. All the way to the Sanchez side, where we have another mystery to solve, or 2 to be exact. All these walks we do, right? Workout while watching YouTube? Fantastic! Do you see these rings? We are trying to figure out their purpose. The one located further from the road was pieced together recently. Its design is really simple, as it consists of only 2 types of parts. Up first are the so-called phone booths. And no, that's not my fanciful spin, that's what SpaceX has named them internally. 10 of these segments are connected to pieces that have massive cutouts in them, squares with rounded corners. Our good friend Over blessed us with renders of the first ring. Be sure to show him some love at X. A link to his account on X and his YouTube channel is in the description. From this render we know that the large cutout is 1.5 by 1.5 meters or 5 by 5 feet in size. As for the opening in the phone booth, it measures around 45 centimeters across, so 17.17 inches or 4.425 standard Snicker bars. The ring itself also boasts 4 attachment points that allow it to be hooked up to a crane. As is often the case, no official information about this ring was revealed by SpaceX, but by donning our detective caps, certain theories can fade. Sporting an 11.5 meter or 37.7 feet diameter on the outside and 9.5 meters or 31 feet inside, it is a no-brainer this isn't a Starship segment or a weird HLS mock-up, it's too wide. Hopefully that's not a hot take, but a second orbital launch table, highly improbable. Unless SpaceX has invented some tiny clamps with Herculean strength, we'd expect to see massive openings for hold-down clamps on such a ring. Our best bet, an engine installation stand, potentially destined for the second megabay. This one could be a more permanent one, freeing up the transport stand during the engine installation phase. Or perhaps, just perhaps, it is a revamped suborbital launch pad. I am skeptical if such a radical makeover is needed, as the current one seems to be doing just fine, but who knows? Now, adjacent to this ring you can find its sibling. Though it shares DNA, they aren't twins. This one's completely black. It also has an increased count of phone booth pieces, with additional sections that have smaller cutouts and some that are completely solid. Could this be a thrilling new suborbital pad? Or maybe it's just an evolved transport stand or another tool for the megabay? It is hard to tell, so the only thing we can do here is be patient. This puzzle might solve itself. Now take your mind a few weeks back. Do you remember our little investigation into a peculiar tank which we thought might be a prototype for the Human Landing System's crew cabin? After bidding its time in the mid-bay on August 12th, this enigmatic monstrosity decided to grace us with a full appearance, confirming our theory. Here's a quick jog down memory lane in case you forgot. This test piece was created from several intriguing components. First, an S-22 nose cone minus its forward flaps. If it wasn't looking goofy enough, sometime later workers added a door-shaped cutout to its unfinished section. Following this, a curious white dome was spotted, complete with a deck-like structure sporting a central gap. Later, both these parts were welded together, and interestingly, the exposed section below the heat tiles was painted black. As days turned to weeks and weeks turned to months, this prototype remained tight-lipped, revealing no external hardware modifications. Everything changed on August 12th, when the mystery deepened. As it rolled out, a panel fitted with valves and electrical connections emerged on its bottom. And just when you thought things couldn't get more cryptic, a sticker proudly displayed HLS. Rocket science is known for acronyms, but in this case, could there be another meaning for HLS apart from the Human Landing System? Hilariously large socks, perhaps? Nonetheless, the plot thickens even more. The prototype's destination wasn't the launch site nor Massey's, and it didn't retire to the rocket garden. Instead, it took a detour to the payload processing facility, settling gracefully upon a newly poured concrete patch. As for its secrets, they remain locked away. Given its prolonged mid-bay stay, could this nose cone be a detailed mock-up of the lunar Starship interior, complete with life support and many crew cabins? Or perhaps it's just an empty tank awaiting its interior installation near the payload processing facility. What's your take on this? Is this a simple test tank and it's nothing to be excited about, or is it something more? Please let me know in the comments, I always enjoy reading them. While you're at it, hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with your family and friends, and consider becoming a wise supporter. For as low as $1 per month, you get access to daily Starbase photo galleries from Chief, over 100 high-quality photos every single day, and countless other extras on top. No matter how much you decide to give, everyone gets the same supporter content and access. You decide what you want to give. The link to our Patreon page is in the description. Thanks to all the supporters who literally fulfill dreams for our team. You rock! We've delved deep into the mysteries of orbital rockets, but let's pivot a moment to recognize the suborbital counterparts. Take for instance VSS Unity, which just undertook another celestial dance, finally hinting at a monthly flight cadence. It's all thanks to Virgin Galactic, the brainchild of visionaries Richard Branson and Burt Rutan, which promises exciting yet short voyages to the edge of space. That is, the space line agreed by NASA and FAA, which starts at the 80-kilometer or 50-mile mark. June witnessed the company, almost 2 decades in the making, begin their inaugural commercial journey. Dubbed Galactic 01, this venture successfully brought 3 passengers, comprising 2 pilots from the Italian Air Force and an engineer from Italy's National Research Council, into the vast expanse of space. Far from a mere joyride, the mission was layered with scientific intent. Equipped with a rack of 13 experiments and a sensor-equipped crew, it aimed to study the human physiological response as one merges into a microgravity environment. Following this triumph, Virgin Galactic was swift to announce the next mission for August. And surprisingly, on August 10th, the refurbished Spaceship Two launched with another trio: John Goodwin, Keisha Shahav, and the young Anastasia Meyers. Here's a fun tidbit. John, back in 2005, was among the first 4 people to secure a space ticket with the company. Now that is some patience. Keisha, on the other hand, emerged victorious in a Virgin Galactic giveaway and chose to share this cosmic escapade with her daughter Anastasia. With smiles and starry eyes, all aboard the flight, including the company's diligent staff, safely touched down just 16 minutes after the spaceplane was released. Virgin Galactic now teases Galactic 03 for September, aiming to be the first space tourism company with a somewhat regular flight schedule. Let's take a moment to discuss our sponsor Factor, which has significantly improved this lazy boy's life with its delicious and convenient meal options. As part of the HelloFresh family, Factor delivers fresh, dietitian-approved meals straight to your door, never frozen. Being a fan of both HelloFresh and Factor, I appreciate the diversity and ease they bring to my mealtimes. I've been using Factor for several weeks now, and it has truly been a game changer, especially with my busy schedule and commitment to a healthier lifestyle. Factor's meals, expertly crafted by gourmet chefs, not only taste incredible but also require just 2 minutes to be ready. There is no need for grocery shopping, meal prepping, or cleaning up. It's all about enjoying nutritious and delectable dishes hassle-free. Whether you follow a keto, vegan, or protein-rich diet, Factor offers a variety of meals to suit different lifestyles. If my positive experience with Factor intrigues you, you should give it a try for yourself. This August, they are generously offering 50% off your first box. Visit factor75.com or click the link below and use code FELIX50 to avail the 50% discount on your inaugural Factor box. In contrast, while Virgin has its eyes set beyond our atmosphere, even if just for suborbital jumps, Amazon seems to be tethered to our planet. But it is about to change. A few episodes back, we touched upon Amazon's hefty new endeavor. A whopping $120 million investment for the construction of a satellite post-processing facility at the Kennedy Space Center. Envision a 9,300 square meter or 100,000 square foot building with a 30 meter or 100 foot high bay clean room designed to process payloads for the New Glenn and Vulcan Centaur. And you might wonder, what celestial cargo does Amazon process? Excellent question. This is Kuiper, Amazon's contender against the Starlink constellation that is yet to launch a single satellite. Here's why. Before embarking on the colossal task of fabricating the 3,200 satellites needed to complete the constellation, it might be a good idea to check if the satellites actually work in space. Thus, the intent was to dispatch Kuiper 1 and 2 during the maiden Vulcan Centaur mission. Unfortunately, as with many brand new rockets, setbacks have dimmed hopes of a launch this year. With the FCC's clock ticking, a mere 3 years left to deploy half the constellation, Amazon has been seeking alternatives. Right now, you're probably envisioning a SpaceX collaboration to hoist their satellites as part of a rideshare mission. Well, remember who started Amazon? Their previous plan already included the reservation of 9 Atlas V launches to boost the satellite count. With the Vulcan delays, they've decided to use one such Atlas to launch just 2 small satellites, with the entire payload weighing just above a metric ton. While some may deem this move excessive, it mirrors SpaceX's approach when they launched the Starlink prototype duo Tintin A and B. They've also used an entire Falcon 9 for that, albeit they've at least tried to maximize its capacity by adding the PASS satellite. What is genuinely captivating is the length Jeff Bezos seems prepared to traverse to sidestep a SpaceX partnership. Relying on 3 yet-to-be-tested rockets, each bearing a heftier price tag than a Falcon 9. Sometimes setting aside one's pride can be a wise business decision. Venturing beyond Earth's orbit, we are setting our sight on the Moon, a celestial body that has ignited the competitive spirit of nations trying to touch its surface. This past April, Japan made a bold attempt with the Hakuto R Mission 1. Regrettably, a mere oversight literally crashed their dreams just moments before landing. A mere week ago, we shed light on India's Chandrayaan-3 expedition, the outcome of which will be known by the end of this month. Recently, Russia jumped into this mini moon race with the Luna 25 lander. As the mission name suggests, Russia isn't new to moon missions. But saying that they've had a short break from them is an understatement at best. To put that into perspective, the gap between Luna 24 and Luna 25 missions is so vast that it saw the entire Soviet Union disintegrate, given that this mission transpired in August 1976. During that era, Luna 24, on its 3rd attempt, successfully drilled 2 meters into the moon's crust, dispatching a neat 170 grams of lunar soil back to our planet. Fast forward 47 years and 1 day, a Soyuz 2.1B rocket lifted off with Luna 25 on board. This time with tempered ambitions. This mission isn't geared towards bringing back lunar samples. The primary objective is quite straightforward: achieve a successful lunar landing. Luna 25 comes with approximately 30 kilograms of scientific tools. The scientific goal of this mission is to delve into the moon's water content, gauge ambient radiation, and decipher the intricacies of the moon's exosphere. Should all go according to the plan, the anticipated touchdown is scheduled for around August 20th, with aspirations for the mission to last at least 1 year. Success here would pave the way for Russia's Lunar Globe program. This roadmap includes endeavors like Luna 26, which envisions placing an orbiter in the moon's polar orbit, all culminating in a crewed lunar landing sometime in the distant future. Given the current geopolitical situation, details about the mission's progression are scarce. However, rest assured, if Russia accomplishes a lunar landing, we'll definitely hear about it. Wrapping up this episode, our gaze shifts even further from our home planet, reaching the vast expanses of Mars. Here, a tiny rotorcraft has been defying expectations and rewriting the rules of Martian exploration. Dubbed Ingenuity by NASA, this helicopter made its way onto the Martian ground alongside Perseverance in February 2021. Let's play a game. Pause the video and guess how many times Ingenuity has flown since then. 5, 10, 15? Write your answer in the comments. Alright, ready? I kid you not, it conducted 54 separate flights. Its journey, while exciting, hasn't been without challenges though. One particularly nerve-wracking moment unfurled on April 25th. During its 52nd flight, Ingenuity lost connectivity with Perseverance, rendering it unable to confirm its landing. This was followed by a daunting silence that lasted 63 days. Those 2 months undoubtedly ranked among the most nail-biting for the team behind Ingenuity. Relief washed over them on June 28th when the Martian helicopter flickered back to life. As it transpired, Perseverance had unknowingly hidden behind a Martian mountain, obstructing communications with the helicopter. After overcoming that hurdle, Ingenuity took flight once again on July 22nd. However, 74 seconds into what was intended to be a 136-second aerial escapade, the helicopter went into emergency mode, promptly halting its operations and making a safe landing. According to the engineers behind Ingenuity, there was a mismatch between the helicopter's navigational camera's observations and its predicted position. Thanks to its robust design, this Martian drone is capable of accounting for such unexpected events, so aside from inducing some fear in us, Ingenuity itself didn't suffer any injuries from this. By August 3rd, its blades were whirring once again, executing a modest 25-second hop. This successful jump will provide invaluable insights to refine the software, ensuring such anomalies are accounted for in future flights. Ingenuity's journey is nothing short of awe-inspiring, given that its initial mission was simply to test rotor operations and conduct 3 flights. Would you believe me if I told you that JPL didn't expect the mission to last longer than 30 days? That is truly one of the most impressive achievements of modern engineering. Tough little Ingenuity. That is it for today. Remember to smash the like button, subscribe for more awesome content. This is what fuels the algorithm and helps us immensely. Check out our epic shirts in your favorite Space Nerd store. A link is in the description. And if you want to get even smarter about space and rockets, watch this video next to continue your journey. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Sessions. 1.5. Spicy hot staging gear. Ha.